Hello everyone. With this video lecture we are going to learn differential geometry, and in this we'll learn about equations of plane, tangents, different type of planes, and basic knowledge which is required is from your 12th class 3D planes geometry, in which you learned how to find equation of tangents normal and how to find equation of planes. So now and another thing which you need to learn is vector calculus, and the basic information about how to find what do you mean by a vector or a scalar, and divergence, curls and gradient. So on the basis of that, so let us start with the actual thing. So now we are starting to learn differential geometry, and the first topic in this domain is curves in spaces. So it means now we are learning how to write equation of curves in space. Space specifically means 3D space. So let us see the definition of curves in spaces. Now let us see the definition. What it is: a curve in space is the locus of point whose Cartesian coordinates are the functions of a single variable t. सो अगर आपके पास कोई भी एक कर्व है स्पेस में, सो वो क्या होता है, वो बेसिकली एक पॉइंट का लोकस होता है. लोकस मीन्स कलेक्शन. सो जैसे जैसे वो पॉइंट मूव करता है और उन पॉइंट्स की लोकेशन को आप ट्रैक करते हो, उसका लोकस फाइंड करते हो, देन इट फॉर्मुलेट्स अ कर्व. एंड उसकी इन्फॉर्मेशन क्या है, जिसके कार्टेशियन कोऑर्डिनेट, डेफिनेटली देयर वुड बी अ पॉइंट इन 3D. सो यहाँ पर क्या होगा, दैट वुड बी इन द फॉर्म ऑफ XYZ, एंड वो कार्टेशियन कोऑर्डिनेट्स कहलाएंगे. और वो तीनों कार्टेशियन कोऑर्डिनेट्स are functions of single variable t. So let us see with the help of an example the formal definition how you express the curve. So say I have, what do you mean by a curve? The standard notation of a curve is r, right? So this is my r, this is the way we express our curve. So how do we express it? Any r can be expressed as, say for example I am taking xi plus yj plus zk. So here this x, y, z, say I can say these are functions of a single variable t. So it means this would be a function of t like this, y will be a function of yt, and z is a function of again t, which I can write as zt. So in this way what it becomes, each and every component is a function of t. So similarly I can say r is nothing but a function of single parameter t, and this t is known as parameter. So I hope this is clear. This is the definition of curve in a space. से हम एक डायग्राम के थ्रू भी हम समझ सकते हैं. Say I have any curve like this, right? Or I can say this is a point, any point P. Since we are dealing in 3D, so definitely it would be having 3 coordinates x, y, z. It means what? How this curve is formulated, this P is moving, right? And when this P starts moving, so we keep a track where and when, in which direction this P is moving. So what it forms a curve in 3D, and that's how we represent its equation. So this is the way to define the curve in a space. Now let us see the next part. Now we see how to define the curve in parametric form. Now let us see. Say we have given, again since it is a curve, definitely there will be 3 coordinates, Cartesian coordinate, namely x, y, z, and say we write it like this. Say x is equals to a function of t, y is also a function of t, and z is also a function of t. So it means t is my parameter and x, y, z are functions of t, and definitely my curve r is equals to r of x, y, z is my curve, such that the curve is expressed in terms of x, y and z. Okay, so this is the case of representing a curve in parametric form. So let us understand this with the help of an example. Say I have something like this. I am taking this example where x is equals to 1 plus t, y is equals to t cube, and z is equals to t square. So we can clearly see all the Cartesian coordinates, that is x, y, z, all are expressed in terms of t. So what I can do further, I can express these, I can manipulate, I can redefine this. What I can do, say if I write this, take first equation, this thing. So can I write x minus 1 is equals to t? Definitely, because what I have done, I have just shifted this one to this side, and now I have the value for t, right? So now I can see the RHS of second equation and the third equation, y is equals to this thing and this thing. So from here I can say, if I do squaring both side, right, if I do squaring both side, what I get, x minus 1 whole square is equals to t square, correct? Now by using equation number 3 I can say, what is the value of t square? It is z. So this implies x minus 1 whole square is equals to z. So this is by using equation number 3. So it means I am getting one such relation between fx and y, z. And similarly what I can do from here, equation number 2, by equation number 2, what I can do, I can do something like this. I can do squaring both side. So what I'll have, by squaring I will have, or simply I can replace here also. चलो हम स्क्वायरिंग करते हैं, तो इट वुड बी दिस, एंड बाय इक्वेशन 3 हम ये भी करते हैं, यहाँ पर हम क्यूब कर देते हैं, तो z क्यूब इज इक्वल्स टू t की पावर 6. सो फ्रॉम हियर आई गेट y square is equals to z cube, and what is my z? Z is this thing. So it means we can say we have a x, y, z are parametrically defined in terms of t, and thereby we get a relationship between f, x and x, y, z, right? So this is the way of parametric form. Now comes the last technique in which how we can define a curve. Let us see. So I've already written the definitions for your convenience and to save time. So this is my first thing. Say I have something like this. A curve in a space can be expressed as the intersection of two surfaces. Two surfaces means, say I have first function as f1 of xyz is equals to 0, and I have another function f2 of xyz is equals to 0. Now wherever these two surfaces intersect, that will constitute to a curve. So for example, I can say, we can take the previous example. Say I give you an explanation that how we are doing it. So you can see by above example, x minus 1 whole square is z, and y square is equals to z cube, correct? So I can rewrite it like this: z minus x minus 1 whole square is equals to 0, and y square minus z cube is equals to 0. Now how I can rewrite it? I can rewrite it in this way. Say let f1 is equals to z minus x minus 1 whole square, and f2 is y square minus z cube. So out of this, what do you get? f1 of xyz is equals to 0, and f2 of xyz is equals to 0. So together they represent, or wherever they intersect with each other, they represent a curve. So this is the another and the last way of having an expression for a curve. So I hope आपको समझ आया that what we are learning, we have learned the 3 ways to express and find the equations of curve. So now we are learning the next concept, that is a regular curve. So curve, we already know curve is expressed as r is equals to rt, we have seen earlier. So it means what? R is a function of t, and definitely we can have the derivative with respect to t, right? So in such situation, if I find the derivative of r with respect to t, and if this derivative never vanishes, then such type of curve is known as a regular curve. So let us write its definition. Its definition is, the vector value curve r is equals to rt is said to be a regular curve if dr by dt never vanishes. Never vanishes means it cannot be equals to 0, correct? That is, dr by dt never vanishes with respect to the parameter t. Definitely, what does it means? It means what? As our r was xt I cap yt j cap plus zt k cap. So if I am, definitely the parameter is t, so I can differentiate it with respect to t. So what I get? dr by dt. So definitely I will be getting dx by dt I cap, dy by dt, y means yt only over here, and dz by corresponding coefficients का हमने derivative कर दिया with respect to t. And if we say that this r, and if r is, when do we say this r is regular? So it means what? dx by dt, comma dy by dt, comma and dz by dt. All these three quantities never vanishes simultaneously, means dx by dt, dy by dt and dz by dt are never zero simultaneously. There will be at least one of these three which will be non-zero. So उस केस में सपोज अगर हम माने dy by dt ज़ीरो आ रहा है और dz by dt ज़ीरो आ रहा है एंड dx by dt की कोई वैल्यू आ रही है, तो इट वुड बी समथिंग, आप यहाँ पुट करेंगे तो dy by dt की वैल्यू आ जाएगी समथिंग I कैप प्लस ज़ीरो j कैप प्लस ज़ीरो k cap. So definitely it would be a non-zero quantity, and in such case we will say that our vector r, or you say the curve r, is a regular curve. So in this way we have a preliminaries, or we have learned different type of the definition of a curve in a space, and we learned how to define it in a parametric form, and also we can write it in terms of intersection of two curves f1 and f2, and lastly we have learned that how you define the regular curve. So now we are moving ahead to our next concept, where we are learning how to find the tangent to a curve. So tangent is already already आप लोगों ने learn किया हुआ है. So let us proceed to that part. Now we are learning how to find tangent of a curve. So first, it is just like what we have learned earlier. So let us see the definition of tangent to a curve. Okay, so let us see. Let C be a curve, C be any curve given in our 3D, and P be any point on C. The tangent at P to the curve C is the limiting position of the straight line which is passing through P and Q. And what is this Q? Q is another point on the curve such that Q approaches P along the curve. So let us see and learn it with the help of a diagram. So see हमारे पास एक कर्व है, we have this curve, any curve C, और हमने इसके end point, हमने एक point ले लिया, say this is my random point, say A, from where it is starting, any random point. Now we are taking a point P. Okay, this is my special point P, and now what we are going to find? We are going to find tangent at this point P. Okay, so अब हमें क्या करना है कि हमारे पास कोई भी एक point P है और हम इसके अलॉन्ग एक टेंजेंट फाइंड करना चाहते हैं. तो उसके लिए हमें क्या करना है, डेफिनेशन देखते हैं. Then the tangent at P to the curve is the limiting position of the straight line through P and Q. अब ये P हमारे पास ऑलरेडी है. Then what is this Q? Where Q is another point on the curve. So यानी Q is also another point. Say Q is another point here, also on the same curve, such that Q is approaching towards P. यानी ये जो Q है धीरे धीरे वो क्या आ रहा है, P के पास आता जा रहा है. सो इन केस इफ़ यू जॉइन दीज टू, सो आपके पास क्या आएगा, यहाँ पर एक लाइन बन रही होगी, राइट. तो जैसे जैसे ये P के पास आती ये Q जो है P की तरफ अप्रोच करता चला जाएगा, तो आपके पास क्या बन जाएगा, वो एक टेंजेंट बन जाएगा. दैट विल बी लुकिंग लाइक दिस. सो दिस लाइन इज नोन एज टेंजेंट टू दिस कर्व. सो नाउ दिस इज द वे to find the tangent to a curve. Now we learn our next concept related to this tangent of a curve. This is what this is, unit vector along, this is what unit vector along tangent to a given curve. This is a very very important concept and yet very easy to understand. Now what we are doing, we have already learned that how to find tangent. Now this is a tangent vector as you can see in this diagram. Now I have to find the unit vector which is lying along this tangent. So let us see. Let us take this reference again, and we just try to work out the unit tangent vector. So let us call this tangent vector as T, correct. So this is my T vector, tangent vector. तो आप क्या करेंगे, अगर आप इसका यूनिट वेक्टर बनाएंगे तो यूनिट वेक्टर की नोटेशन क्या हो जाएगी, डेफिनेटली T कैप, correct. And unit vector, what do you mean by unit vector? Unit vector means that vector having modulus 1. Okay, so now how do we proceed with this? Now we have to take the reference of the same diagram. Say I have this point A, this curve C, and there are 2 points. This is a fixed point and this is a random point P, and this is another random point Q, where Q is approaching towards P, and thereby we get a tangent along this P, along this curve. So हम क्या करते हैं, पहले यहाँ पर एक point ले लेते हैं, say O. O is my origin. O is my origin. तो अब हम क्या कर सकते हैं, यहाँ से सपोज़ हमने लिया कि दिस इज़ माई OP, say I take this as vector r because this is a point represent on C and C जो कर्व है हमारा that is represented by vector r, तो इसलिए हमने इस डिस्टेंस को, इस पोजीशन P के पोजीशन वेक्टर को वेक्टर r मान लिया है। ओके सो इसका मतलब क्या है, अगर इसका पोजीशन वेक्टर r है और हम कह रहे हैं कि ये इसको अप्रोच कर रहा है, तो इट मीन्स क्या है कि हमने इसकी पोजीशन को थोड़ा सा यहाँ पर चेंज करा है, P को थोड़ा सा शिफ्ट करने पर हम Q पे पहुँच गए। एम आर राइट? तो इसका मतलब क्या है कि इसका भी कोई पोजीशन वेक्टर होगा। सो लेट अस सी, इस यानी देयर वुड बी अ चेंज इन द डिस्टेंस एंड वी विल रीच ओवर हियर, राइट? सो लेट अस कॉल इट, इट मीन्स देयर इज़ अ चेंज इन दिस r। तो यहाँ पर इसके पोजीशन वेक्टर को हम ले लेते हैं r प्लस del r, right? So in this way we have the vector OP, we have the information of vector OQ. So let us write what is my OP. OP is vector r and what is my vector OQ? OQ is vector r plus delta r. So definitely with the help of these two I can have one more vector which is my vector PQ. So definitely we can apply the sum rule, this and this in this triangle OPQ, and we have OP plus PQ is equals to OQ. So now substitute the value. This is R, this PQ we don't know right now, and OQ we already know, R plus delta R, and by solving them out we get PQ is equals to delta R. Okay, so this PQ is nothing but delta R. This is the change in the position from P to Q, this distance. Okay, so now I have next thing. Now I am looking, these are the concept related to vector. Now I am looking at arc length. Okay, so let us see arc. We can see on this curve हमने दो point assume करे थे. The first point was P and second point was Q. Okay, और हमने एक fixed point ले लिया है, that is say A. तो अब हम क्या देख सकते हैं कि यहाँ पर हमारे पास पहली arc form हो रही है. See, this is my first arc AP. So let us say arc AP, इसकी जो आर्क लेंथ है उसको हम मान लेते हैं S, एंड डेफिनेटली दूसरी आर्क जो हमें नज़र आ रही है दैट इज़ माई AQ, करेक्ट? सो यहाँ पर हमारे पास क्या था, जब P पॉइंट था उसका कोऑर्डिनेट था R और Q था तो उसका पोजीशन वेक्टर था डेल R प्लस डेल R। तो अब यहाँ पर सेम वही कॉन्सेप्ट लगाएं, आर्क AP की लेंथ है S, तो यहाँ पर डेफिनेटली अगर मैं AQ लो तो इट मीन्स क्या, देयर इज़ सम चेंज इन दिस S, तो डेफिनेटली आर्क AQ क्या हो जाएगा, S plus delta del S. I hope this is clear to all of you. Okay, so now with the help of these two concepts, now we are moving ahead towards how to find the unit vector or along this tangent at P. Now let us see. Now we know, we have already seen the diagram. We have seen what is my PQ, what is my arc AP, and what is my arc AQ. Now what I am going to write, I am going to write unit vector along the chord PQ. And how do you write the unit vector? Unit vector means that whose modulus will be definitely 1. So we are concerning or we are referring the chord PQ. तो PQ हम डायग्राम में देखते हैं, PQ हमारे पास ये था और PQ की इन्फॉर्मेशन क्या है, इट वाज डेल आर. सो दिस वाज माय वेक्टर PQ. अब हमें क्या फाइंड करना है, उसका यूनिट वेक्टर. तो यूनिट वेक्टर के लिए हम क्या करेंगे, PQ को PQ के मॉडुलस से डिवाइड कर देंगे. सो डेफिनेटली ये जो हमारे पास बना है ये क्या है, दिस इज़ माई यूनिट वेक्टर अलॉन्ग द कॉर्ड PQ. नाउ व्हाट आई एम डूइंग, क्या मैं इसको ऐसा लिख सकती हूँ, डेल आर मॉड डेल आर, और इसको मैं डेल एस से मल्टीप्लाई डेल एस से डिवाइड कर देती हूँ. येस, आई कैन राइट इट. नाउ अब हमें नेक्स्ट इन्फॉर्मेशन क्या है कि ये जो Q है दैट इज़ अप्रोचिंग टुवर्ड्स P, मीन्स इट इज़ द लिमिटिंग केस वेयर Q इज़ टेंडिंग टुवर्ड्स P. इसका मतलब क्या है, ये वाला जो डिस्टेंस है छोटा सा, ये वाला आर्क लेंथ का जो डिस्टेंस है, दिस इज माई डेल्टा एस. मीन्स एज दिस Q स्टार्ट्स अप्रोचिंग P, दिस डेल एस टेंड्स टू 0. It becomes very 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 small, and that's why this del s tends to 0. Now we apply this concept over here. So what I am writing, say, so इसका मतलब क्या है, this implies unit vector along chord PQ as Q tends to P. It means अब जब ये chord PQ की बात कर रहे हो, Q जैसे जैसे P की तरफ आ रहा है, तो इसका मतलब ये जो chord है वो क्या बन जाएगी, वो टेंजेंट ही बन जाएगी. सो आप इसको क्या लिख सकते हो, we can also call it unit vector along tangent at P. This is given by limit as Q tends to P of this term, del R by del S by modulus of del R. Okay, so this is the way. And now limiting case means Q is approaching towards P, so definitely this del S is tending towards 0. This becomes very very small quantity. So it means what, del S क्या है आपका आर्क लेंथ PQ, और मॉड ऑफ दिस थिंग क्या है डेल आर, यानी ये वाला ये आपका क्या है डेल आर. तो ये मैग्नीट्यूड क्या जा रहा है, तो हम क्या कहेंगे, नाउ मार्क इट एज 1 या A as Q tends to P. So this implies limit सेपरेट कर देते हैं, Q tends to P del S by mod of del R, which is what equal to limit Q tends to P arc PQ divided by chord PQ. ये दोनों क्या हो जाएंगे, बराबर हो जाएंगे, ये आर्क और ये chord दोनों बराबर हो जाएंगे. So this answer will turns out to be 1. Therefore now we can use this concept over here. This quantity becomes 1, and that's why we are left with this. Therefore we are left with unit vector along tangent at P is equals to limit as Q tends to P del R by del S. So this I can write as dr by ds. So this is my formula which I have to remember. And what is the notation for this? Tangent के लिए हम notation ले रहे थे vector t. Now अब हम उसे क्या बोल रहे हैं, unit vector. तो ये क्या हो जाएगा, t cap. So this is the formula which you have to remember, like how you find the value for t cap. Now there is a standard notation. Standard notation is whenever we differentiate any vector, any curve with respect to s, right? So we use notation dash, means t cap को आप क्या लिखेंगे, dr by ds, or you can also express it as t cap is equals to r dash. It means wherever there is a dash means we are differentiating it with respect to s. So ये आपको हमेशा याद रखना है. So this is the very very important notation for all of us. So I hope this is clear to all of you. So now we are going to learn one more thing, one more notation. हमें याद है कि जो भी स्टार्टिंग से हमारा जो भी कर्व था वो क्या था, दैट वाज अ फंक्शन ऑफ पैरामीटर t. That was a function of parameter t. So it means there should be a relation over here also. So let us introduce that equation as well. So now let us see again t cap. t cap आपका क्या है, dr by ds. अब मुझे ये बताइए, I can definitely write it like this, dr and ds over here. I just multiply it by dt, where t was the parameter. So just see the difference. This represents the tangent, this represents the parameter t. ओके तो हमारे पास ये आ गया dr बाई डी टी इंटू डी एस बाई डी टी. सो अब इसको मैं रिजॉल्व कर सकती हूँ. सो इट मीन्स टी कैप इंटू डी एस बाई डी टी इज इक्वल्स टू डी आर बाई डी टी. करेक्ट. सो व्हाट आई एम टेकिंग मॉडुलस ऑन ऑल द साइड. सो मॉडुलस क्या हो जाएगा, मॉडुलस ऑफ दिस, मॉडुलस ऑफ डी एस बाई डी टी, दिस विल बी इक्वल्स टू मॉडुलस ऑफ डी आर बाई dt. I hope this is clear to all of you. Now one more special thing and one more the easy thing, t cap. Whenever I am writing t cap, cap means the unit vector, that's why this value becomes 1. So thereby what I have, mod of ds by dt is equals to mod of dr by dt, right? So why? Because mod of t cap is 1. Okay, so I hope this is clear to all of you. So now what I can do next, is, now look at two equations. Say let us mark it as 1 and let us mark this as 2 and mark this as, जो अभी अभी हमें रिलेशन मिला है, mark this as 3. Now I am going to use this concept and with the help of this concept we are going to rewrite our t cap. Now from equation 2 and 3, now look at this, from equation 2 and 3, this is my equation number 2, this is my equation number 3. From 2 and 3 we can conclude that t cap is dr बाई डी टी, ये ऑलरेडी था। यहाँ पर हमारे पास क्या है, डी एस बाई डी टी मॉड ऑफ डी एस बाई डी टी सेम एज डी एस बाई डी टी। सो हमारे पास ये क्या आ जाएगा, डी आर बाई डी टी डिवाइडेड बाई मॉड ऑफ डी आर बाई डी टी। सो दिस इज़ माई अनदर वे ऑफ finding the unit normal vector along the tangent. Okay, so I hope this is clear. Thank you for the day.